labile. So that means.
You know, I was wondering, you know, if you could keep on, because the force, it's got a lot of power, and it makes me feel like it makes me feel like
just rise
Hello, happy Sunday, y'all. It is High Priestess Jamila. How y'all doing? All right. So this is really an important discussion that I've been needing to come and have with people, and um, where do I start with this? Well, what I want to talk about today is the truth about the Bible and necromancy, and why we never use it ever. Why we never use it. And over here at Divine Services Apothecary, Hail Lilith, by the way, Hail Lilith, because a lot of you guys that work with me who are clients, you came to me for a reason. You didn't come to me because I was a church. You didn't come to me because I'm Christian. Even if you think that you came to Divine Services Apothecary to convert me, that's not why you came to me. Okay. And so, what I've been working with Lilith in doing is making sure that even though the fear that keeps you guys trapped and going through these cycles over and over again, that has been taught by the Bible, spirits, okay? Um, Hello to the chat. Hey, Unicali. She's still been making sure that you guys get some kind of relief. Her and Hecate. It is for some reason, and I'm thinking, I feel like it started happening somewhere around 2021 when people became less spiritual, more fearful, and retracted and went backwards. Okay. And so I want to come and make something clear for you guys and tell you the truth about the Bible. And you know, I've been doing this long enough to know what I'm talking about. It is a fact that my clients that do not read the Bible and are not Christian are, I don't want to say easy clients, but they manifest faster. Y'all heal faster, and you come out of your afflictions, whatever it is, whether or not it's physical, mental, financial. You come out of those afflictions faster. This is what I've noticed. The clients that still read the Bible are some of the most difficult because you cannot mix it. I don't care what somebody else said. I'm telling you what I know. There are people out there that they, I've heard all kinds of stuff. And it's interesting. Haitian voodoo can sometimes be rooted in Catholicism. Hoodoo is definitely rooted in Christianity. Um, Latin um, spirituality is rooted in Christianity and Catholicism. Okay. And we don't really know what actually goes on in those people's lives and what they're going through. Listen, there is a difference between traditional healing and religion and Christianity and Catholicism. There's a difference between witchcraft and Christianity. There's a big difference. They are not the same. They are not the same, nor can they be mixed up together. Do not do that. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Listen, I at this point, the only thing I care about is the truth and making things as easy as possible for everybody. There was a church that actually was erected and founded in the state of California the year that I was born. And this church is trying to be universal. And they've got symbols of all of the religions, even the pentagram. My spirits have informed me to not ever touch anything like that. Because, first of all, in the Bible, it says and it states, never suffer a witch to live. So if you are a witch and you join organizations like that, that spirit does not accept you. It doesn't matter if the pastors, aka the necromancers of the church, and this is where I'm going to get into the truth about the Bible and necromancy and what you're dealing with. Okay. And I'm not afraid to say the truth. I have no fear. Nothing's going to happen to me. That, I kind of feel like I'm Eve in the garden. I do. When Eve bit the pomegranate, and God, that God, which to me is a false God, okay, to me that's a false God. But I'm Eve in the Garden of Eden that took a bite of the forbidden fruit and talked to the snake, and the snake said, well, surely you're not going to die. And Eve didn't die. She bit the apple or the pomegranate, and she ended up giving birth. That's where, you know what I'm saying? That's their story of creation. But when it comes to the Bible, that's the only thing I relate to, is that. If you listen to that story, it's encoded with the truth. This is what I really want to talk about. First of all, the Bible has been changed in so many ways. The truth about the Bible is that when you use it and you call to those spirits, you are speaking to the dead. That's a fact. You are speaking to the dead, which means that your pastor is the necromancer. Anybody speaking from the Bible, reading from the Bible, is consorting with the dead. All day long, every day, all day, it doesn't matter. What does that Bible say? Because if you think about it, Revelations was the end of those times. That meant that those spirits went to sleep. What does the Bible say over and over again? Do not contact me. The Bible itself, the God and the spirits of that Bible, has put us all on a do not contact list. Well, not me. I'm a witch to my core. So I've never, I've never, I've never taken to the Bible. Okay. The Bible says, do not speak to the dead or you will be punished. So all these Christians and Catholics keep reading out of the Bible, quoting, but this is the reason why. See, it's okay for you to be in Christ consciousness. I don't think it's anything wrong with that. But the moment you start speaking from the Bible, you're thumping it, you're rattling chains. It's more dangerous than a Ouija board. You are literally waking up those spirits, and they told you do not contact me at all. It says it. It says it. Anytime you're speaking to the dead, you're practicing necromancy. The Bible itself says, don't contact me. What do y'all do? Y'all contact them. What do? They stir up trouble. Not just for your enemies, but for you. Let's stop being in denial about that. Then they see you practicing something that doesn't look like what they told you to practice. This is a fact. Remember when the old folks used to say, when you used to call Jesus, don't call Jesus' name in vain? That's what you're doing. You calling all those spirits in vain. Those spirits are angry. They do not want to be messed with. This is what is wrong globally in the world. So many people reading from the book of the dead that said, do not read from me. And I don't have hatred for the God of the Bible. I just tell the truth. That's just like yesterday I revealed that the Bible and that religion was about child sacrifice. It's the truth. Today I'm telling you that the truth of the matter is that the Bible spirits do not want to be contacted. That's why they're angry. That's why when you contact them, and it doesn't matter a lot. Okay, so a lot of people always want to bring up money. This is the reason why money matters, but then again, it doesn't matter because it's not about the money, it's about the wisdom. Just because you have money or don't have money does not mean that doesn't change the truth. We are all healing, including myself, from energies and frequencies that literally want to shut down our powers of creativity. Trust me, all of us have been compromised, not just you, but me as well. I haven't been compromised as much as others necessarily, because it's a gift to be able to vision something, to envision something and make it come into the physical. What do we have people doing every day? Trying to shut that down. And then they wonder why they don't have nothing. Why there's so much drought. Why there's so much struggle while they actually created, whether or not they're using the Bible or not, through the evil eye jealousy. We all know that witches possess that power and people want to shut it down. This is the reason why my business is compromised. Why, if you a witch, your business is compromised. Why all of our businesses have been compromised. Because that simple thing has been compromised. That part of our pineal and of our womb is being purposely shut down. And it's stupid to do that. That's something that we have to work on every single day. Put that in your pipes and smoke it. But you got the haters, you got the evil eye, you got that floating around the air of people trying to shut that down inside of people. But what they don't realize is that they're compromising themselves as well, because people want to compete, people want to harm, people want to kill, people want to prove something instead of doing what they do. They'll get theirs. Okay. But that's the issue right there. Doesn't matter how many views you get on YouTube, how many impressions. It's the oppression of your gifts. Like I said, when I first started this channel, I was getting 10, 20, maybe 100 views per video, several clients at the same time. Boom, bada boom, bada bang. Age ain't nothing but a number. It doesn't matter how old I've gotten since then. It's been 10 years almost. Actually, it's been exactly 10 years. So views on YouTube doesn't matter. Views in social media doesn't matter. It's the gift of being, it doesn't matter. The gift of gab don't matter. Don't matter what you say because you're just talking shit that you really can't back up. It's all about setting a goal and using the craft to turn that vision into the physical. Okay? And that starts in your brain, which is what your enemies and, tall and short, big and tall. And what I mean by that is the enemies of all different powers and statuses. That's what they want to shut down. A witch's ability to do that. Anybody's ability to do that. Everybody has the ability to do that. It's just that there are some people that have the ability to just do it, like Nike. However, it got done through trauma. I know that when my mother passed away, I lost my goddamn mind. So I went through what I went through. It was very traumatizing, very damaging because I lost my mother too soon. That was weird. So, and then on top of it, dealing with the spirits of Georgia. Yeah. So, it is what it is. All we can do is resurrect, regenerate, and heal. But when it comes to that Bible told you, do not contact me. That's why we don't use it ever. Ever. For what? You are creative on your own. So if you are a client, and I've noticed this, clients will come to me and pay me sometimes thousands to do work for them and then go and read the Bible and literally undo everything that I've done for you. That's a fact. There's a verse in the Bible. I think I'm not going to call his name, but it speaks to something about do not want love or money. It actually says it. It says, reject love and money and just come to me. Just come to God, everything. And see, a lot of people don't actually know what's in there, but then you don't really know that today and age, like a lot of y'all, what do you need to survive? You need love and money. It makes no sense. Whatever was happening back then during the Bible days, I don't know. I know that mankind, I know that woman, the divine feminine existed before that. We all know that. Do I actually believe that as a woman I was created out of Adam's rib? I don't. I don't believe that. And I'll never believe it. I'm not a believer. So, and it just is what it is, okay? Because if you're going to believe in that, you got to believe in all of it. What it says in the Bible is do not speak to the dead. Post Revelations, you are now speaking to the dead that said, do not speak to me. And and you're going to get punished for it. So when you start to conjure those spirits from the Bible, you're being punished just for calling to them. Then you kind of put me and open me up to that too, which you really don't, because by the way, guys, I got a new tattoo that I'm getting, which is the sigil of Lilith. um Noah Doyle, I didn't see your comment. I didn't delete any comments, and no, I don't think anybody, unless somebody's watching with a wrench and not saying anything, you can go ahead and repost your comment. um it doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter. When you go to the Bible, you're consorting with spirits, and that God told you not to. You know, you ever hear of the saying "rest in peace"? Y'all supposed to. I feel like we all supposed to be letting them spirits rest in peace. We ain't supposed to be waking them spirits up. What are you waking it up for? Okay, especially if you're dealing with a witch. Obviously, okay. So here's what doesn't make any sense. You were reading the Bible prior to coming, and it didn't work for you. It may, in fact, you guys probably felt like it made it worse. So then you come to a witch, and then you feel the need to go to the Bible for what? Witches are operating on a totally different frequency and a different set of beliefs, and the beliefs that witches operate within the Bible doesn't believe in that. And you know what? What I'm a believer in is spirit. I believe in spirits. Anything that was written was here. So we know that Moses and was that King David and all those kings of that Bible, we know that they existed. We know that. But I don't believe that we're supposed to be calling to them or trying to conjure them. Okay? Do I believe that those spirits like me? No, they don't. They want people that they already said they don't like witches. Those are spirits. By the way, guys, I kind of got dinged. I will admit to this, that Moloch is not the God of the Bible that's speaking. Just FYI, it's not Moloch. So I apologize for saying that. It's just a theory, and I'm gonna quit saying that. Okay, but your pastor of the church is practicing necromancy by reading from the Bible. All verses, all verses. It's all necromancy, because I guess to understand, you would have to read Revelations to understand that those spirits are dead. Everybody in the Bible is gone. Everybody that wrote the Bible, that was back during those times, they're all gone. Now, I do believe that it's a possibility that there are direct descendants of the people in the Bible. Still, it doesn't matter, even if you are a bloodline descendant of the Bible, it still says that those are the rules. Do not consort with the dead, including the Bible. That God was angry, whoever that was, Yahweh, Jehovah, whoever that was. I'm not talking about Jesus. I feel like Jesus was a prophet. Jesus was a victim, apparently. Um, I don't believe Jesus was God. No, I don't. Okay. So I guess I have the same beliefs as the synagogue of Satan, the Jewish people. They don't believe that Jesus is the is God either. I don't believe Jesus is God. I don't. Okay. And I don't believe he was supposed to be God back then. That God, though, that claimed that it was God was already angry. Was already an angry God. This was being carried forth. This particular energy and spirit was brought forth through man. So man had to emulate and has been emulating for centuries, thousands of years, the essence or the understanding of that angry, jealous God. That's all that it comes from. Doesn't make it real, doesn't mean that you should be doing that. You're not even supposed to be. So, and that's why there's a lot of people who are pagan, or either they have a different set of spiritual beliefs and they're looking at you like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? You see what I'm saying? Now, I, for one, believe, and I believe I'm right about this, and I think that there are going to be more Bible scholars and people that are going to come out, because everything that I say gets repeated on another channel later that gets millions of views, while I get like what, barely 100. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Unicali, I agree. I believe that woman is God. I believe that Lilith, I believe the divine feminine is the creator of all life. Okay. So, and it just is what it is, including men. You can't get, you have to get the chicken from the egg, baby. I believe, though, that the Bible and everything that happened and everything that happened and everybody that existed is past life. It's all past life. That's why it's dated. That's why they have dates. That's why you can actually track the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, is because it was in the past. And I don't have anything against Jesus Christ. There's a lot of people that do, though. It's a lot of people that do because they feel. I'm going to tell you why a lot of people have a problem with Jesus Christ. And I'm just going to tell you the truth about that. The reason why a lot of people that believe in something differently have a problem with Jesus Christ is because they feel that Jesus Christ helps and heals those that hurt them. So if you're a person that is highly intuitive and somebody is your adversary and they are constantly trying to torture and torment and hurt you in the name of that Bible, and You're sending this person through so much suffering while being hypocritical. While being hypocritical. The reason why people have a problem with Jesus is because Jesus will help those people heal and not necessarily teach them necessarily lessons. So, people have an issue with that. These people get to do this and that. They get to torture me. They, you know, um, disturb my peace all the time. There have been more Christians that have led people to death and destruction, illness, poverty, and homelessness than any other religion, any other religion, any other belief system. It's so harmful. The energies that they conjure is awful. And for why against innocent people, children. They hurt more people. So this is one of the reasons why there's so many people that are angry with Jesus Christ, because they're going through it. They're suffering. Even a few of my clients, I've got clients that, they see what I went through. They donate to me. These are my brothers. These are my sisters. They donate to me whatever they can. They say, Jamila, I'm going through, and they are very angry with Jesus Christ. There are some of them, but all my clients ain't angry with Jesus Christ. But there's a few of them that are, and they're just like, why does Jesus help these people that consistently hurt, harm, kill, steal, and grape and maim? Why does he help those people? Why does he redeem those people that cause so much suffering? That's why, you know. So, but I do a lot of spiritual counseling for my clients, and you know who I lead them to is I lead them to Lilith, because Lilith is the key. Lilith is the key to not or Lilith archetypes. There's many Lilith archetypes. If you don't like Lilith, I personally have a connection with Lilith. She's been demonized and lied on a lot. And I walk with Lilith. I know what Lilith went through. I know what she suffered. Okay. She became a living god, which a lot of people look at Lilith more so as elemental, but I see her in her flesh. Okay. I see Lilith in her flesh. So Lilith is the antidote for not being oppressed and harmed by the church ever. And your menstrual blood is Lilith's blood. That's the blood of Lilith, is your menstrual blood. Okay. So, it's because a lot of women have been just ravaged. And she cries all the time. They say Jesus wept. Lilith cries all the time, just seeing things that are happening to women as well as children. A lot of people, um, they label Lilith as the devourer of children. That's not true. That's not true. They lying on Lilith. I swear on my goddess, Lilith didn't do that. That's a lie. Lilith loves children. She loves everybody. She's a very loving goddess. They lie on her so much, but she can be hateful and mean. Ooh, ooh. And she will shapeshift into a vampire. She is vampire, but she's also a witch and a wolf. She's very protective over all of the feminine and men too. You know, men that serve, that know, that understand, you know, these men that are just so disrespectful and they are so apathetic and unappreciative of life, the life givers. She don't like no men cussing at no woman. Lilith hates the word bitch. She don't care if it's a female dog. She told me, she said, when a man calls you a bitch, you call to me. She don't like that kind of stuff. Or a whore. She don't like no derogatory terms being stated. And she just doesn't like it. And she hates it when people hurt little children. She don't like that kind of stuff. But she can't protect you where you don't allow her into your dwelling. So that's why a lot of these children end up hurt, harmed, and sacrificed and raped and unalived because Lilith is not there. Where Lilith is present, no harm will come to the children. That's a fact. And nobody can ever tell me anything different about my, she's like an auntie. She's my, she, what is, I don't even know how to characterize her. She's a beautiful person. She's a beautiful goddess. Okay. So, you know, and so that's who you go to for that, because Lilith was there when the church first came about and all of that jazz. And it was quite popular back then, you know, knowing about how spirits roam and the will and power of the spirit. And what those men would do back during Bible days is they would sacrifice themselves so that they could become stronger in spirit. That was done a lot. That was done a lot within the church. Those men would literally sometimes unalive themselves so that they could be present in spirit. And that was done a lot, which is what made the church even more stronger. But Lilith was there. And when you think about her, and she's very similar to Santa Muerta and Hecate, and it just is what it is. Okay. And, you know, she doesn't like being called Adam's first wife. She will tell you, I was never Adam's wife, and I was here before Adam. She'll tell you. If you commune with Lilith, she will tell you. She's like, when was I ever married? Lilith would never marry, except for maybe some. Lilith would marry only somebody, and she wouldn't need to marry you. Marry you for what? Lilith wasn't married to Adam. Why they keep saying that about her? She don't like that. They, you know, and a lot of people say, well, it was in the Bible or something was in the Bible, and they think of Lilith as the Jezebel spirit. The Jezebel spirit is a spirit of fallen woman, angry, bitter woman that was ravaged and killed by the church. Very angry, hates men. Lilith does not hate men. So Jezebel's spirit and Lilith are two different spirits. Jezebel's spirit is a byproduct of the Bible and religion. Okay. Who's the Antichrist to me? That's funny that you would say that. Because many of us witches feel like we're the Antichrist. There's many Antichrists. I wouldn't say I'm the Antichrist though. Listen, a lot of what y'all know about spirituality, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I know that y'all read about it in the Bible, but then again, it also comes from movies and stuff. So being an Antichrist would be someone that would not be crucified and killed on a cross. Because from what I can see, when it comes to Christ, he basically allowed it. He didn't fight back. Why didn't he fight back? Why was there no fight? So to me, that's what the Antichrist means. Is somebody that just kind of, he kind of allowed himself to be nailed to the cross, even though he was supposed to be the Son of God and the Messiah, and he allowed himself to be murdered in that way. A person that is in Antichrist consciousness would not let that happen. They would use their power to prevent that from happening. And then also it goes to child sacrifice. I consider myself to be an Antichrist because I would never willingly sacrifice my sons, daughters, grandsons, and granddaughters. I would never do it. I would never do it because there will be no need to. Intellectually, as a woman, as a divine feminine, God would not need to give his only begotten son for the world. What would be the point of that? This is so that is the Antichrist, not somebody that's running around here murdering somebody. And then an Antichrist would also believe in the Son as being God because the Son is the sustainer of life. I believe that we would be sick. There would be no we would get sick after a while if the sun did not rise, if the earth did not revolve around the sun or the sun around the earth, vice versa, whatever it is, we would literally be something else. So for me, the son of God would be the son, not Jesus Christ. Okay, so the God can, God can, I mean, I feel like a man can possess God's powers if he wanted to or needed to. Sometimes it's not a want, it's a need that is connected to nature, which is survival. So as somebody that feels that they are the Antichrist, I don't even like what happened to Christ. If I was there, I would have stopped it. I'd have said, "Oh my God, this is awful." I wasn't there though. I was probably somewhere in the Appalachian Mountains or somewhere with Shiva somewhere. I wasn't there when that happened. Because if I'd have been there, I'd have been like, "Come on now, don't do this." That was horrible. I saw the Passion of the Christ, that movie, and I cried. I said, "Oh my God!" I said, "This is awful." I said, "This is awful." And from that moment, Mel Gibson made me cancel out religion. That right there in that movie just said, "Oh my God, this is awful." I would never, ever, ever, and I mean, judging. I haven't read the entire Bible, nor would I want to. I would never waste my time out of my life trying to read the Bible from front to back. I don't need to. I don't need to read the book to actually know what's in the book. You know what I'm saying? I can just kind of flip through it and go, yeah, I see what this is about, right? But I do know certain verses of it. And so for me, the whole thing with Jesus Christ, it No. Okay. I'm just not. No. Mm-mm. I'm not gonna give up any of my sons or daughters and or grandsons and granddaughters, but I'm a witch. I don't even entertain the Bible like that. I couldn't listen. I had one miscarriage in my life. It broke me. It broke me. I didn't think I was gonna survive the thought of losing an embryo. What was a fetus by the time that because I was the fetus was about 8.5 weeks gestation, and I held that baby for 4 additional weeks. So I didn't realize until I was 12 weeks that gestation. I couldn't even handle that, let alone something that I bonded with for 9 months in my womb. You've had one miscarriage too, yeah. Something that I bonded with for 9 months in my womb, and I'm gonna give it up like I'm just gonna get no. I'm not gonna like what the hell. And then if somebody told me that I had to, and even if my child believed in that, I'm gonna say I'm pulling rank on you. You just young and impressionable, baby. I'm not letting you do no, no, none of my children. I've got 4 of them and 2 grandbabies. No, no. Mm-mm. So and what I'm curious is about. I'm only curious about it just for, just for informational purposes. Not that I would use it. Is who is Jesus's father? They say that he was created out of the Immaculate Conception. Now I can believe that. I can believe that part of it. But who was this father, this entity that I listen? I just it makes no sense. Mm-mm. You know. So it's so you say who is the Antichrist to me? Me. I'm the Antichrist and proud of it. That baby is still with me in spirit realm. Oh, yeah, they never leave you. Sometimes they come back through your children, like so they say, and my theory is that if you do miscarry and you have an angel baby, I do believe that angel baby comes back to you through your rainbow child. The baby that you get pregnant with directly after that is still that same child, is still that same spirit. And sometimes they're carrying on a lot of the pain of whatever it was. Because the reason why I had a miscarriage is because the father was a Freemason, and he had access to all kinds of stuff, and he had poisoned me with some kind of abortion drug. I made him mad. I got mad at him. Uh, First of all, we planned the baby. We got pregnant the second time, the second try. We planned the baby. We got pregnant with that baby. And guess what he did? He was excited when we found out. But then a few days later, he got to acting distant and funny. And I got very, very upset with him because I was craving Taco Bell. I had a specific order. I said, can you bring me some Taco Bell, some Nacho Bel Grande? I wanted about 12 tacos, not Supreme, 12 tacos, hard shell tacos with sour cream. Not supreme, just sour cream. I didn't want all that other stuff. I just wanted sour cream and cheese on my meat. Some of them churros, them chimichurros. And not only did he not bring me my Taco Bell, but he got to acting a fool. He come over 2 days later and he knew what my weakness was. And when I tasted his manhood, it had a bitter medicine-y taste to it. I'll never forget that. That man put something on his manhood that poisoned me, killed that baby. I had long hair, made my hair fell out. He's a Freemason. See, the Masons, they got access to stuff like that. And so I could, because I had cussed him out. Pregnant women or hormonal. Um, hey, can you bring me some Taco Bell? I actually have videos up of him on one of my old Facebooks. I have videos up of him. We were standing in the kitchen cooking together, and he did all that to me. And I went through pain and agony losing that baby. I thought I was gonna die with so much blood. So when I got pregnant with my rainbow, who's still here, um, and sometimes I think he's still stalking me, which I feel sorry for anybody that's stalking me. You better get gizzard, get on somewhere. But yeah, he was an ornery person. One time he came over and he was crazy. That's when I know spirit was protecting me even back then before I even started practicing again. He came over and he pulled a gun out on me. I said, "Get out of my house." I said, "Don't you ever come back over here. I don't want to ever see you again." Came over and pulled a damn gun on me. I said, "You better get that damn thing." And you know what he did? He put the gun away and he ran the hell up out of there. You done lost your damn mind. You know what the hell was wrong with that boy? And he was a married man, but he told me that his wife's vagina smelled like boo boo. And he was real loyal to her, but he told me, he said, "My wife's vagina smells like boo boo." I swear, Unicali, I swear to God, he told me that. And I believed him. I believed him. He told me that. He said, mm-hmm. He wasn't lying on her. He said his wife vagina smelled like just straight up like somebody had took a dump. And he was loyal to her. Probably still with her to this day. Mm-hmm. So anywho, let's get back to the story. The truth about the Bible and necromancy. Okay. Yeah, men is messing up the men. Actually, to be honest with you, when a woman puts that mojo on a man, when a witch puts that mojo on a man, she's literally saving him from himself and his religion. Because your religion ain't gonna do nothing but lead you to misery, sickness, and early death. Now, when you lucky enough to have a witch, you gonna have a very long, happy, prosperous life. Hopefully, if something don't happen, that's part of like some Final Destination type shit. Otherwise, a witch or a woman that goes to a witch to put a mojo on a man is the luckiest man alive. And that woman saved him from his stupid self. Now, but what these men want to do is run around here talking about some Jesus Christ. I'm miserable. Why? Why, sir? Why do you want to be miserable? And then they want to make us miserable. And then they get to shutting down the creativity and they want to shut down and bind the powers of the witches. And this is the war that we dealing with right now. It's ridiculous. We need to bind all they damn throats. Just shut up and be happy. That's what a lot of us want to say to a lot of these men. I'm not talking about these witches that are bitter, that done lost their way. I'm talking about the family orientated witch. We need to say to these men, shut up and be happy. Not don't worry, be happy. Shut up and be happy. It just is ridiculous how mixed up and misconstrued they are. It's like a lot of them got their head tied on to their shoulders upside down. Am I lying on them? I'm not lying on them. And it's messing up the balance. We supposed to be living in ecstasy and stuff, and a lot of y'all men running in and out of here and there and going everywhere. And we supposed to be making love, not war, and y'all tripping. This is ridiculous. That's one of the reasons why Adam and Eve makes vibrators and stuff. And we meditate because half of these men, more than half of them, ain't even worthy enough to make love to you. Can't even make love to you. They got way too many. Yeah, I'd rather have a headless man, Unicali. You right. I'd rather have a headless man. Oh my goodness. You know what I'm saying? Because it just don't make no sense. Why do you want? Why? And so yeah, and it's few and far between. I'm not saying that all men that don't believe in the Bible don't have their little complications or whatever. Y'all know Sarah. You ever hear of Sarah Susan Seti? What you think of Seti? I've always had a little crush on him, and he made a video, Black Power, y'all, Black Power. He made a video though. He said, "Your God, your religion. That's why you always miserable." And you know what? Like if we had a lot of men that, I mean, because I don't know him personally, he could, I might do a reading on Sadie. I don't know. I might do that. Like, is he really a good man? Girl, you need to go subscribe to him. His voice is just so powerful. Even though I don't agree with everything that he says, you know what I'm saying, about witches and Satanism and stuff like that. But the fact that he has an understanding and overstanding and understanding of how religion has fucked people up, that is like, see, that's when you working with something. That's when you have a foundation of a man that might, you might be able to work with a man like that. Other than that, all these men running around here thumping the Bible, that what in the what? Some of these men that thump the Bible, what I'd like to be able to do, where the hell is Trinity time travels at when you need her? What I'd like to do is fling their asses back during the Bible times, and leave them there sometimes. Exactly. Yep, you right. And it's so stupid. And you know what? I'm only saying this out of pure love because I'm the type of person that just loves to live in happiness. You can't even make love to them. You make the best love to them, and they still complaining. You do everything for them. I don't actually worship the phallus. I don't do that. What they call phallus worship. But I can definitely sometimes when I'm feeling frisky pretend to, and they don't even appreciate that. They just and they want to talk to you any kind of way. I don't like that kind of mess. Like, because what you feel is, you feel that toxic masculinity that they've been taught, and is meant to kill and steal from a woman. It's disgusting. I can't stand that. Hey Christian. Hey handsome. You gonna get I'm gonna get my next tattoo is gonna be the sigil of Lilith. But that's nice. I can't wait till you do that. Yes. How you doing today? Happy Sunday, Christian. Yeah. So I don't get it. Like, and like I said, I bet you if everybody in the world stopped calling them Bible spirits, that God with and all the problems that he gonna do? He gonna force himself. Y'all the one keep calling on that God, and that God be like, didn't I tell these people I don't like their asses? Shit. I told y'all you knew what this was. That God be like, you knew exactly what this was when you called to me. So what they do and what I see them doing often is they will call to that God in them spirits, and then they'll say, and something will happen, and it'll create more misery, chaos, and turmoil for them. And they'll say the witches did it. What? What the really? They don't listen. So and a lot of people really feel, because that boy, when them Bible spirits hit, but a lot of us, I feel like, honestly, what you need to do is you need to utilize that blood of Lilith if you're lucky enough to have it. Is what I say you do. And there is a way of blocking them bad Bible spirits out. I'm telling you. And I think that it's connected to this, because y'all know that salt of Saturn. I think that's one of them. That salt of Saturn that I made. I make some salt of Mercury too. I just got to get some more salt and stuff. I use all the rest of my salt. Well, not all of it, but a lot of all my sea salt is gone. I got to get some more sea salt, and I use kosher salt a lot. Like I said, you know what I'm saying. It's getting there, Christian. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just it's really crazy the way when you go to a witch, that's when you're walking away from religion. That's the way it's always been. It's actually the science of the tarot too. The whole tarot tells the whole story of doing just that. Oh, you don't go back to religion. You go forward and you live well. You don't, you live well. You don't do that. So I don't understand, especially when the and so a lot of y'all that be calling them Bible spirits, them Bible spirit, y'all more susceptible to them than we are, because we at least respect it. We respect those spirits. Okay, you said don't call to you, I won't. That's why lately like let's take for example my children. I always correct them, just like the old folks in my family. Don't call out Jesus's name like that. Like when something's going on, like you can say his name or whatever. I mean, it's a name, you know what I'm saying? But when you call him out in that context, it's different. So it hits different. So when something going on, it's like, no, don't call to Jesus. Leave him alone. Leave Jesus alone. Leave all those spirits alone. They don't want to be bothered with you. And to me, what it sounded like is that they don't like us. They don't like us very much either. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Lilith is very powerful. That prayer to Lilith is very, very powerful. It is. Mm-hmm. It is, I'm telling you. You said he's already pissing you off, though. It sucks, man. And see, that is because they not supposed to be. Oh my God! It says it. Do not. I remember when and Lilith protect me. But I remember when they asked Barack Obama, was he uh was he Christian or something? They asked him, was he a witch or a warlock or something? Something happened when Barack Obama was in office. And he literally invoked Leviticus. I said, Leviticus. I said, oh God. I said, please don't invoke Leviticus. When hey, let me tell you something. I am literally, and people think I'm crazy, but I just got to speak the way it needs to be spoken. People think I'm crazy for speaking so openly about it and not being afraid, because be afraid for what? My heart is pure. My intentions are pure. My aura is pure. I don't mean no harm by saying that. Hmm. Why on earth are you conjuring it? Thank you, because I said the word Leviticus. Thank you, Lilith. Thank you, Lilith. That's one of the most evil parts of the Bible. So when they and I just asked you, happy birthday, Mr. President. Just, please don't try to force your religious beliefs on me. I don't like that. Because my spiritual beliefs, when you think about it, it does not even hurt you. What's hurting you? And it is all about, they say that it's controlling the masses, but I don't even think it's about that any either. It's just a bunch of people acting crazy, violent, possessed, and acting cray cray. You ain't controlling nobody. When I was a child, my family got mad at me because I was mocking those times, bishop worship, music, commercial. Oh, yeah, I don't do it. Mm-mm. I'm sure that Christian, don't feel bad, because I'm sure that all of us at some point, the saying, children say the darndest things. We probably said demonic stuff in church, and they probably was like, oh my God, that child is the Antichrist. What did that child just say? Oh, kids say the darndest things. Like things like, I want to worship the devil, or I don't believe in this. Probably said something. They probably called you smart aleck and spanked you for saying something. You know what I'm saying? And then just from that moment on, you was the black sheep of the family. That's where it started. And they said this child is a gateway to hell. They remembered what you said as a child. It stuck with you your whole life. That's what's wrong with your families. My mother took me to church a couple of times, but at the end of the day, my mother practiced her witchery through her dance. Yeah, my mother has a YouTube channel. Y'all can go look at it. It's called Shalimar Ali. You can tell that lady doing some witchcraft without it Jabba. And I know how to do those dances like she taught me. Like anytime you see a woman and she's on stage or either in practice, she's practicing, right? My mother would practice all the time. She taught classes in our home of belly dance, and literally this lady's whole body would be vibrating. So you can go and see her do that. That's something that everybody can't do. Literally her whole, okay, I'm gonna make a comparison. Y'all know Marianne on True Blood, her character, how she would sit there and meditate and her whole body would just start vibrating. Like whenever she did her black magic. My mother can do that through dance. She would literally and sometimes she would be just vibrating her whole lower half. And so I would sit there and look at my mother, and I would be like, this lady is like a genie or something. Very talented. Back when I was 3 years old, I used to scream and had tantrum when I was in the Catholic Church. Oh, I bet you did. Well, first of all, church is a lot like, I don't want to say the word of death. Not gonna say it. Church is torture. It's torture. And instead of you being at church, Christian, you should have been allowed to go outside and play. And make mud pies. Yeah, my mom could. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm gonna try to find a video, one of her videos when she would do that, and it's like how, and I did learn how to do it, and I've been kind of practicing, you know, because my mother had one kid, and when she was pregnant with me, my mother was on a diet. She was like, I ain't about to sit up there. My mother's body was perfect, stomach perfect. Like my body got wrecked. You know what I'm saying? I ended up with a fupa and everything, and I'm proud of it. Whatever. Okay. But when I get like a certain weight, and my muscles are built up and everything, you can do that. I can do that particular thing that she does, but it's pretty amazing. It's like, wow. So my mother was very popular in dance because she was like, she was good. That's the only thing I can say, is that my mother was a very good belly dancer. So yep. That's what a lot of us feel like, you know what I'm saying? But minus throwing your mother off of a balcony while she's pregnant. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, that movie's crazy when you think about the Omen. How these men of the church was running around here with this ancient knife, trying to take out this little child. Just weird. And of course, in the movie they were justified in it, but in real life they're never justified. They really don't have no justification, because a lot of time the child ain't did nothing, ain't nothing died, and the child ain't the child ain't killed nothing to let nothing die. So they just be on some bull crap is what that is. Yeah, me too, Unicowie. So I'm gonna try to find one of, like, in because she does have videos up on her channel. I'll try to find it with one of her videos where she's doing that dance. And I used to, I just would marvel at my mother. You know what I'm saying? She was one of my biggest idols, just because of that. Just yeah. And after her and my father split, that was when it really came out. I noticed that a lot of the videos that I've watched while she was still living with my father was a little lax. Years after that, she literally, like, just got, oh man, she was able to, because my father didn't like it. Okay, so my father knew that my mother was a dancer. She was not a stripper. Okay, she used to hate when people would compare her to that, because she was not. But my mother had been belly dancing from the time, she got into it when she was with my father, and he loved that about her. He actually proposed to her uh after one of her shows. But then he expected my mother to stop dancing. Like, what? My father was a Virgo. You know how some of them Mercurians can be. Not all of them, but some of them. So he wanted my mother to not dance anymore. So, anywho, that's just what that is. And to this day, I am literally the devil's daughter, the demonic child of Cherie. That's pretty much my legacy, especially now since I came out the broom closet. And it doesn't make any sense because I've always loved everybody in my family. I would never, ever, ever do anything to do them wrong or harm. Some of them I never got along with, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I just, yeah, it can be very hurtful. Oh, I bet. I hate church. I'm sorry. I've never liked it. I always cried during church. Like, this is so sad and depressing. That's all I would do in church is just sit and cry. You know, I would just sit there and cry. So, yeah, I just, and that's why I think that's why my mother stopped taking me because that was my reaction was to just cry and be sad the rest of the day. I don't know. Doesn't necessarily, I mean, I ain't gonna get into that because they like, you the devil's child. They push you towards the devil because they're so scary. They're so scary, you know. But then again, they've devilized and demonized the divine feminine so much that she is the devil, even though she's very kind and just loves on people and want to heal, want to heal people. It's sad. It really is how these people are like, no, just let me suffer. God. Then they want to control all the money and the land, and you just want to go to a nice lake away from everybody where the deers are roaming and maybe even some bears, maybe a few somewhere in the distance. You just want to live in peace. And they don't want you to do that. Anyway, y'all. So, yeah. Yeah, and a lot of people don't like that religion because they feel like it's stopping humans from evolving, and it really don't have anything to do with technology. It's just barbaric. It's barbaric is the only thing I can say. So I don't know. Yeah, they do. I know that oh my God, I had reached nirvana. You reach nirvana when you get to the point, in your spiritual practices and in your spirit. And then one of them Christian men come into your life and they put all kind of stuff in you and it's really bad and they send you through a lot of changes. Then it's kind of difficult to find a man that, you know, is pagan or because it seemed like a lot of the men, even the ones that don't, that they walked away from religion, it still looks like religion and they still act like that and they still have that same energy. So that's why I'm kind of distrustful sometimes of, male witches sometimes and not just me, because that's so harmful. You can just feel it. You can just feel it. It just feels like something is closing in on you. And some of us have religious trauma going back to when we were a child. And I'm surrounded by that trauma right now. Being in Georgia, I have to work on myself every single day just so I won't suffocate. Because when I was a child at school, We made jack-o'-lanterns for Halloween. And at the time, my mama had a Jehovah Witness family babysitting me. And they was already abusing me. They was already doing things to torture me, right? And of course, I developed Stockholm syndrome. I took my pumpkin home, or not home. I never was able to take my pumpkin home with me because she yelled at me and made me take it out on the porch. And she either had her husband or her son go out there and stomp on my pumpkin. That pumpkin should have went home with me that day. And it left me unprotected. It was very traumatizing and hurtful. I'll never forget that. It's one of the most vivid memories of my childhood. So that's why during Halloween, one day when I get my money right, la, 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 wait till I get my money right. Like, cause I will. I like at Halloween, as soon as October hit, hell, September. I want and I even started liking pumpkin pies, and I normally prefer sweet potato, but I'll take pumpkin. I'm talking about I want like 100 of them, just all in my yard, all through my house, just just jack-o'-lantern, just pumpkins. I wanna hire a team of pumpkin carvers to just come in and just carve out them pumpkins, so I ain't got to do it myself. So I just have pumpkins all in the yard, pumpkins everywhere. And then maybe, like, they sell them pumpkins you can put in your front yard, the fake ones. I'll take them too. They kind of expensive. They don't want us to be able to afford stuff like that. They suck. They suck, man. And you gotta fight for your right to party. Ooh, and I love candy apples too. They don't want us to have no candy apples. They don't want us to dress up. They don't want to. And over here in Georgia, oh God, Halloween is awful. Halloween time in Georgia, terrible. Terrible. Over in Kansas and Missouri, you walk down your neighborhood, you gonna see pumpkins, you gonna see ghouls. That's the culture. Down here, the culture is that's evil. Go and pray. That's evil. Like, my biggest regret is moving to Georgia. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's been nothing but trauma. And they don't even want to let you recreate it for yourself. They don't want you to have that stuff. They don't even really do Christmas decor around here either. They suck. I'm gonna get the hell out of here so bad, y'all don't know what to do. Trick or treating is fun. And they trying to take over the earth with that misery. Go away. Go away. Pumpkins are very sacred. They're very powerful, and then pumpkins are very good for your health. The pumpkin seeds are good for your health. They do. Oh my God. Woosah, please just help us all. Please, Goddess, help us all. Please, Lilith, please help us all. Please. Oh my goodness. I can't, but I can't. Ask anybody that grew up in a household that was religious. It was all about punishment, punishment, punishment. My heart goes out to you. That's all they want to do is punish you. And when you're grown, when you deal with a religious man, he gonna punish you by verbally abusing you or beating you. It's sad. It's sad. That's why I always call the Lilith on them every single time. Don't get caught up because they'll get you caught up in their argument. Just immediately call the Lilith. Just immediately call the Lilith. As soon as they start up, Lilith, hell, Lilith free from man. Because they just want to abuse you. They trying to kill you. Exactly. And it's like, why? 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 I'm gonna say a little that inverted prayer. Hail Lilith, free from man. Satan kneels before thee. Blessed art thou amongst sinners, and blessed is the forbidden fruit arcade. Unholy Lilith, mother of sin, I need no prayers now and at the hour of God's death of they. Goodness gracious. And I kind of want to rechange that because I got that from somebody else. Lilith is saying it's a false god. And they want to control everything. Oh, just make you feel sick inside. They want to take away Halloween from the kids. And Christmas ain't even no Christmas joy. They just opening gifts and competing about who spent the most. There's no joy. There's no joy of Yuletide Carol. There's none. There's none. Ugh. Hell, I'd rather live and be happy and go to hell. And that's the choices that they gave us. And then when we made that choice, they said, well, we're going to create hell on earth. Oh, 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 oh. Please stop. Mm-mm-mm. But I like this salt of Saturn. I made some salt of Saturn, but I also made some salt of Jupiter and Venus. So you know what I do? Even when I'm not using it, I like to just open it up and it clears the air. Yes, especially this salt of Saturn. Mm-mm-mm. It has a strong peppery garlicky smell to it. It's nice. Mm-mm-mm. Anyway, y'all, let me get up out of here. I'll see y'all later, man. Hey, once you have been led by spirit to a witch, you don't have to look back no more. Now I know it's evil witches out there that ain't real witches. You know, they not real. They full of it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I don't know. You project out to the world what you want for yourself, and for me, what I want for my clients is healing and peace and harmony and happiness and wealth and abundance. It's a verse in the Bible that says that you'll be punished, you'll be cursed for obtaining wealth, and y'all want wealth, and you can't go with both sides. They lying to you. They they know how to take them psychotropic medications and pretend. They don't know how to. No, I'm telling you. So, anywho, y'all, I'm gonna catch y'all at another time, though. I'm gonna get my butt up out of here. I love you, though, guys. I'll see y'all later. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and I am accepting new clients. There's no need for you to go back to the Bible. You're supposed to be freeing yourself of that. That's the truth. What more can I say? All right, y'all. Peace and love and light. Thank you for coming, Christian. Thank you for coming, Unicali. And who was my other viewer? I had another viewer. Yay. They've been having me in isolation so much. Noah Doyle, I appreciate you being here. Okay. And I'll see you guys at another time. Blessed be to the witches.